We're here with Yoav Arnstein, co-founder and CEO of Legolas Media, straight off the stage at IAB Innovation Days at Internet Week. What technology does Legolas Media supply to the marketplace?
So what we created is actually an audience futures marketplace. What audio futures means is the ability to actually allow a marketer to choose data that will be leveraged in a campaign and then purchase media against this data directly from premium publishers. We're really trying to provide a lot of scale in how it's done and cut through a lot of the steps in the value chain today, make things more direct and efficient.
What was the core problem you were looking to solve in the marketplace with your company?
I think what we've seen over the last 2-3 years is ad exchanges and DSPs actually proved that data can be leveraged for buying digital media and that it works. One of the issues with that, though, is that it didn't address many of the key functionalities that a brand marketer is looking for. A brand marketer absolutely needs to know how much he can spend up front. That's the way he's planning the budget. A brand marketer is all about the creative message, the freedom of creativity as something that is a catalyst to brand performance. And a brand marketer also want to be very safe and have control about where his messages are actually being displayed. And these three main things we feel are missing in the current exchange and audience-driven environment today. And we're looking to actually restore it by doing that, allowing brands to spend more dollars online in general, but specifically against the audience that they're looking to hit.
You talked about simplifying the supply chain to a degree, and I know that's a big challenge for the interactive industry. What steps do you take out of it?
Just the amount of players, for starters. I think a lot of the players that are in the middle today are automating and are making a science out of buying media, and I think that's a very important part of the industry. However, we see that still the majority of the dollars online but also offline are spent directly between the buyer and the seller. And this is because these brands are looking for this level of control and transparency. So actually we feel that creating this direct line between the seller and the buyer is not about necessarily cutting the middleman. It's actually about creating an environment that is comparable to what brands are used to in the offline world, and just make it work online. And we think by that we're doing a service. We hope we'll try to make it a big service to the industry and help attract more dollars.
Who do you see as your competition?
I think the competition today, and I'm asked this question a lot, is the fact that a media buyer and planner that is looking to spend money online has many, many options. Not only we look at different channels such as mobile, internet, social, etc. Also, when you choose how you're going to split the budget between these opportunities, is you have many partners you can work with. So while definitely at this point of time we're very unique in the approach, in the futures approach, in the reverse auction we enable in our platform, it's still a lot of evangelizing with buyers and planners, convincing them that this is the right way to spend the dollars. So I would say the competition is the state of mind of the buyer rather than anything else.
Why hasn't a service like yours or product existed before?
First of all, and as I mentioned, I think the exchanges, DSPs and SSPs have done a great job in proving that leveraging data for buying inventory works. So 3 years ago, people were not convinced. We didn't have the mechanism, we didn't have the level of comfort, we didn't have all the data vendors that actually support that. This was something that they have done and actually proving and making people more comfortable. I think this is the number one thing. And the second thing is actually that brands believe that leveraging this data is critical, and it's something that can work in the same way it's happening in offline channels.
You're based in New York City, where we are for Internet Week. How is it being a new tech company in the big city?
I think it's great. Naturally, as a tech company, there's two phases to the business in the beginning. One is raising capital in order to start your business, support it, and one is actually being part of this industry and help advertisers be more successful. Talking about the former, you definitely want to see more VCs that are actually based here. I think it will do good to the city. The one thing I'll say always about New York is that, and I live on Wall Street and we're very close to Wall Street, it gives success a perspective, and I think it's a great driver.
Thank you so much.